2024 has come to an end, and like every year, it has absolutely zoomed past us, but it has given back a lot of new cars. You've got everything from the all-new Swift and Dzire. You've got the Thar and the Gurkha that have grown doors now. You've got the 5 Series and the E-Class still fighting to this day and fighting for sedans as well. Coupe SUVs with the Basalt and the Curvv. You've got electrics, luxury EVs, everything fighting for the top honor. But who's going to win? That's what we're here to find out. Reliance General Insurance presents the Autocar Awards 2025 with tyre partner Vegada Tyres, premium fuel partner Indian Oil XP95, safety solutions partner Roshni Technologies, technology partner Orbit and associate partner NRB Bearings. While even more models went on sale in India over 2024 and will be contenders for category awards, there are a few requirements for a car to qualify for the top honor of Car of the Year. It has to have launched on or before November 30th, 2024 and should be available to private buyers. An existing model only makes the cut if it's got significant engine, interior and sheet metal changes. As always, the cars will not be directly compared to one another but will be judged on their individual fitness for purpose. On the panel of jurors this year is Naren Karthikeyan, the fastest Indian, Ravi Bhatia, auto industry veteran who leads Jato Dynamics in India, Hormuz Sorabji, editor, Autocar India, Renuka Kirpalani, consulting editor, Autocar India, Shapur Kotwal, deputy editor, Autocar India, and Sergius Barreto, managing editor, Autocar India. You can play jury member too, vote for the Car of the Year and stand a chance to present the Viewer's Choice Award at the Autocar Awards in Mumbai on December 10th. Details in the pinned comment. Our jury members took their time to reacquaint themselves with the year's new arrivals before heading out for a spin and giving their thoughts. We'll go in order of price. Here's what the jurors thought of the new Maruti Suzuki Swift.
The Swift is a really good city car. It's fun to drive from the point of view of the steering, the ride and handling. It's so good, in fact, that it begs for more power. I wish this car had a little more pep.
Seems to have all the right gadgets and it's okay. In terms of the new design, I'm not a big fan.
From the Swift to its sedan sibling, the Dzire.
So I think it's much more than a Swift with a boot tacked on. It is a proper full-fledged sedan, though it's a compact sedan. I think they've done a great job of integrating the whole design into under 4 meters. Of course, it's got a lot more equipment, 5-star crash rating.
It packs in a lot more now and the interior looks way more upmarket than it was before. I think the engine not as much fun as before, but still doesn't feel underpowered in any way. You have what you need.
It was important to attract back individual buyers with this change and upgrade. So I think Maruti has put a very good package together, which hopefully will attract private buyers as it keeps the tour Dzire separately from the new upgrade.
There was another Maruti-made entry on the list, partner Toyota's version of the Fronx, the urban cruiser Taisor.
Essentially, the Fronx is non-identical twin. So, it's pretty much similar to that in the way that it drives. It's got good driving manners. The only thing I'm not really a fan of is the gearbox. This automatic gearbox is a bit slow to react. But otherwise than that, this is a spacious, practical, comfortable car and it's packed with features.
So it's a great combination of a slightly raised car with a crossover look, but still good driving manners, nice steering, particularly nice, and the handling isn't too soft. It's a bit of fun, and of course if you have the manual and the turbo engine, that makes it a really complete package when it comes to fun to drive.
A lot has changed in the transformation of the XUV 300 to XUV 3XO. Here's what our jurors thought about the Mahindra's compact SUV.
I think a really successful transformation and a new name and a new look to go with it changed this car. And not only does it look and feel good from the inside, it's well equipped. The engine is pretty good and it's an overall decent and good package.
So Mahindra's packed a lot into the 3XO, a lot of tech, a lot of features. Again, I think that's really where they're wowing the customer. Interior's also revamped. I must say the finish also is much better. Power delivery could be a little smoother, a little bit more linear, and the boot also could be a little bigger, but overall it's a very, very complete car.
SUV coupe is the trending body style and it was the Basalt that brought it to the mass segment.
First and foremost, I really like the way this car is styled. I think it's really nice, funky design inside and out. I like the way it looks. And I think, it's a really fun to drive car.
The design looks pretty cool and doesn't compromise too much on the space at the back, and you've got a unique recline as well. But just that little bit of wow factor is missing, and even some of the features.
Ride and handling, as is expected of a Citroen, the ride is lovely, so that's really good. Mechanically, it's a very well sorted package.
Over to the most affordable electric contender of the year, the Tata Punch EV.
I think it's a perfect little city EV. I really like the Punch from, I think, the first time I drove it. It's practically sized, it's spacious, it's comfortable, it's got good ride and handling, and it's pretty much packed with features, got a nicely laid out interior as well.
It's a great package, great price, compact EV, and but it drives really well, rides really well. Performance is decent, but I think overall for the money, it really is a super little package.
A lot of space, cabin is very trendy, very cool, and has all the right ingredients to be a great city car, very easy to drive, and the effort. And
Sharp curve ahead, here's Tata's take on the SUV coupe.
Feels quite plush on the inside for the price. Headroom is a little tight at the back, and that coupe-like roof just eats into the headroom. But again, it's a car that feels quite solid.
What stands out in this car is the ride and handling. It really is well balanced, and I think it's a very comfortable car to be in.
What really lets the curve down though is the power plant, the 1.2, the new direct injection petrol. It's not very smooth, it feels very coarse, and so a package which is otherwise fundamentally very well sorted is kind of let down by this power plant.
The Mahindra Thar was our Car of the Year 2021, and the 5-door Thar Roxx is vying for top honors this year.
Once you drive it, you know why there's such a craze for it. It's quite incredible for a body-on-frame vehicle. Feels so light to drive, so easy to drive. Great set of engines, lots of equipment, and this absolute feeling of invincibility.
It is an outstanding ride, handling package, so close to a monocoque, and that's the remarkable thing about it, given its off-road capabilities too.
It's also loaded with features, so on your everyday drive, you don't feel you're in a crude off-roader, which used to be the case with the first-gen Thar. So they've come this far with the vehicle, and that's a big plus.
Yeah, so Thar has a fan base of its own and strikes a chord with its captive fan base. Mahindra has really given a wider choice in terms of fuel options for the customers, and a great, exciting product.
You can off-road with it, it's spacious, it's comfortable, it's got a nice interior, it's packed with features. I mean, what more could one ask for?
MG's Windsor is on a charge up the EV sales charts, and here's what our jurors made of it.
Yeah, so people were beginning to get disappointed with electric segment growth, but Windsor has put really life back into the segment. The innovation in terms of battery as a service and also the price value package is very attractive.
Just look at the space inside, the flat floor at the back, very, very space efficient, and it's got all the latest tech and connectivity.
A really nice EV. I think the styling may be a bit personal, and it may not appeal to everyone, but I think apart from that, this is spacious, it's very comfortable, it's got a lot of practicality, it's efficient because it's an EV. Windsor has a lot going for it.
A very interesting cabin, quite different, and this large screen, I think, is towards the edges of what you can manage successfully in a horizontal mode. I think the screen could have been vertical, it could have been much nicer.
It's a very nice car to be inside, driving it. It's quite nice, relaxed, typically EV, but the insulation is on the lower side, or in fact very little, so you can hear everything from the outside, right from traffic to your tire noise and wind noise.
Another Tata and another Curvv on the list, and this one is the Curvv EV.
It also has a nice electric motor and it drives pretty okay, so overall a great package. Maybe comfort in the back, space in the back isn't so good.
I really like it. It has that sporty SUV feel. Plus, it's electric, has a lot of, acceleration.
From a new age EV to an old school hardcore off-roader, forces Gurkha in the new 5-door body style.
makes you feel completely invincible, like you can go over anything that's out there. That high seating position, king of the road feel. It's got a nice engine, it's good enough, has enough power.
Certainly more practical with the added doors and there's some amount of creature comforts, but it's still a very raw, very basic vehicle, especially in this day and age. So it's tough on the road, but it's also tough on you.
The seat isn't bad, it's comfortable, but overall the feeling you get is of driving a crude old vehicle. And yes, while it is good off-road, it's not on-road.
Up next marks a big jump in price and size, Kia's new Carnival.
Now it comes at a higher price point, but Kia has also made it more luxurious on the inside. The quality levels are much higher, the fit, finish, the features you get, it feels like a luxury car. And yes, although the badge is not as upmarket as some others, this really does a great job.
This is really a car for actually sitting at the back, not in the front. And it really excels as a super comfortable luxury MPV.
That middle row that moves in just about every direction and goes into that floating position is just super comfortable. The third row has, I think, the best amount of space I've seen in a car. If you want to really fit people into the third row. So I think in that sense, it is really, really good.
The luxury sedan segment saw a burst of action, and among the big launches, literally, so was of the BMW 5 Series, available for the first time in long wheelbase.
Not a big fan of the looks either. The wheels especially, just not proportionate with the car, I felt. And it's definitely not a driver's car, that's for sure.
BMWs over a period of time have become plusher, a little softer, more comfortable. And for a long wheelbase, I think that's what you want. You want the car to be super comfortable. You want the ride to be plush, and it does that really well.
The rear seat is also very comfortable and a lot of leg room, but you can't recline the back. There's no sunshades. A lot of other things missing on a car like this that you expect, and maybe that's why BMW hasn't done as good a job with this long wheelbase 5 Series as they've done with the 3 Series.
Very, very peppy. The ride is absolutely brilliant. In fact, I think BMW now is a gold standard as far as ride quality goes.
You can't talk 5 Series and not talk Mercedes-Benz E-Class, the latest version of which also debuted this year.
Yeah, so E-Class really, it's taken the game forward. The back seat remains its biggest strength. Fantastic space, back seat reclines. You've got electrical sunblights which you can control, and overall that back seat is hard to beat.
That's the right or the best seat in the house. Having said that, up here in front, it's also really nice. You've got a lot of new tech. Driving it itself is quite pleasurable. It's not quick off the line. This car isn't intended to be, but it's nice and smooth, and it's a very relaxing, comfortable drive.
Slightly, I would say slightly underpowered maybe for such a large car, but cabin, the NVH is just unbelievable.
First of all, the quality levels on the inside. You're used to having a very high level of quality in E-Class, and this has taken it even further. Beautifully finished chrome, there's leatherette pieces, and huge screen here up front, nicely integrated, not in your face, and you get a passenger screen as well, so almost like a complete glass cockpit.
From a large Mercedes to an even larger Mercedes, the all-electric EQS SUV.
Yeah, this is pretty much the S of the SUV world. Mercedes is top of the range SUV, and you can tell from the insides here, there's a lot of luxurious features both at the front and the rear. The hyper screen gives you a really wow sense of sort of occasion.
Compared to the EQS, the regular one, the sedan, obviously there's a huge step up. This is an SUV, a lot more space, no ground clearance issues, super smooth, super refined, and above all, fantastic value for money if you see the price it's been launched at.
That's a quick snapshot of the contenders for Car of the Year. What would be your pick of this year's launches? Let us know down in the comments below, or better still, have your say by voting. Stay tuned for the Autocar Awards and live results on autocarindia.com on December 10th.